General Zod has successfully escaped the Phantom Zone after his nemesis put him there, and he has taken over a new planet to call his home of Kandor, but he seems to be having issues. Between his lust for war, visions of his greatest nemesis Jor-El, and his internal issues with his family, will he ever be able to get the planet he wants to rule over? Let's find out in Kneel Before Zod, Issue 1. Our story starts off in New Kandor, with Zod being confronted by his old nemesis, Jor-El, who's basically telling Zod that they're linked forever, and he knows he's having a hard time with starting his new planet, and that he seems to be lost without war. They have a back and forth about whether or not Zod has what it takes to run his new planet. Zod gets angry and threatens Jor-El before they're interrupted by Eradicator. It asks Zod who he is speaking to which Zod begins to answer Jor-El before realizing it was all in his head. Skip to Zod visiting his wife Ursa, who seems to be doing something with the forced evolution taking place with the natives on their new planet. Zod informs her that the lab test came back and her pregnancy is going well. They talk briefly about Zod being distracted, but he assures her that he's as focused as he was on the day that they broke free from the Phantom Zone, before they're interrupted by an alert saying that a sector on the planet has been breached. It's implied that Zod and Ursa already know who it is, as Ursa asks if there's another alternative, but Zod says no and flies off. He gets to the breach and it's revealed that it's his son, Lord Zod. He asks his son why he revealed a location he had cloaked in secret, and Lore responds basically by saying he deserves to know, as he discovered the planet along with his father, and then calls him out for the real reason his father hid this sector. An ultimate weapon with unlimited power given to it by the planet's core, created by Zod, was hidden here. Lord Zod basically tells his dad that he's being a pussy for not using it to conquer anything and gets in his face, so Zod slaps the shit out of that boy, and then proceeds to tell him that he doesn't know anything before Lord Zod grows a pair and tries to laser his father. Zod then tells his son that he knows this anger feels good, but remember where he got his power from, and that he could never match his father's savagery. To which Lord Zod responds with telling him that he's not really like that, or he had used the weapon, and he begins to throw the actual Superman punch towards his father, giving him a little bit of PTSD. Real quick, I just want to say that I'm on the road to getting 1,000 subs, so if you're enjoying the video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing. It would help me tremendously, and I thank you in advance. Back to the video. Zod still catches Lore's fist and begins to talk to him about knowing how good it feels to finally let loose all of his anger, but he feels he has pampered Lore too long and tosses him down. He explains that his weapon is of no business of Lore's, and to which Lore responds by asking where his will to dominate is. Zod then tells Lore that he realizes that he has spoiled his son too much, and it's time that he learns about life and banishes his firstborn from the planet. His mother tries to give him some understanding words before Lore leaves and we skip ahead a month. This is where we learn that Zod is planning to take the remainder of his people from the old Kandor out of stasis to populate his new planet once it's prepped. We also learn that the real reason Zod sent his son away was actually due to a family tradition to send their firstborns to go face their own life problems and gain experience. While him and his wife are discussing the matter, Eradicator interrupts with an intruder alert. Zod instantly flies to the location of the intrusion to find coons attacking a native village on his planet, and he's obviously pissed that someone even dared to try Zod's planet, so he rushes in and begins to brutalize their army. He flies through a few of their ships, and fatalities a good bit of them before beginning to give a speech about how foolish they were to try the House of Zod, then vows that none of them will leave with their lives. Then, in devastating fashion, he finishes off the army, and his wife calls, asking him if he resolved the situation, to which he responds, "Indeed I have," while standing in a pile of the invaders' bodies. Later, the United Planets Council tries to confront Zod about the recent invasion, but he denies it happened and tells them that if anything noteworthy of the United Planets happens, he'll tell them. To which they respond with saying that they'll have a close eye on Zod and leave. We then see him and his wife talking about how Zod has been warning the council for months about the Khund, before it's revealed that he kept one alive, and they're about to start interrogating to find out why they were invaded in the first place. Who do you think would send these space pirates to this planet knowing it's home to General Zod? Maybe his since-banished son, or someone far more sinister? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, I've been the Popular Introvert.